Castlevania Nocturne, the Castlevania spin-off series, is back with Season 2, and it's action-packed, it's bigger than ever, but the big question is this season good, or is it bad? Let's jump into it. So Season 2 starts off right after the events of Season 1, where, our main characters just got their butts kicked, and, we have Richter, Annette, Maria, and Alucard trying to find a way to strike back, and Alucard comes up with a plan to head to Paris to uncover an ancient body that would prevent, Elizabeth from gaining more power. So, Richter, Annette, and Alucard head off to Paris. Meanwhile, Maria stays back, and she's still dealing with the fact that her mother Tara is now a vampire, and that her dad is kind of a dick, and just stays to watch over Maria, trying to prevent her from going to the dark side. So what I think this season does so well is that there are so many characters. This season is jam-packed full of characters, and the show does a very good job at making you care about almost all of them. I was invested in every plot, every subplot, every character. Like, they do such a good job at, fleshing all of these characters out and giving them arcs. Like, Maria as an example, Maria is arguably the slowest of the subplots, but it doesn't matter because it pays off in such a big way. I mean, seriously, episode 4 basically revolves around her and what she's dealing with. And, what she does and where that goes is so unexpected and just insane that I had to applaud, what Maria does and, ultimately where her character goes. Unfortunately, once Maria has her big moment halfway through the season, the writers kind of don't really know what to do with her, so she's kind of sidelined, until, the last couple episodes during the climax. And, Richter, Annette, and Alucard going to Paris was also very entertaining. I love a journey, story where, half of the season they're just on a journey to Paris and all the things they come across. And I think that all three of them work very well together. And I think it's all held together by what Annette's going through. Throughout the season, she's trying to deal with these spirits who are trying to talk to her, and she doesn't really know how to deal with it. And that all culminates in a pretty big way. One of my favorite episodes is that, without spoiling too much here, Annette kind of goes into the spirit realm to go on a spiritual quest to obtain something. And, she's kind of on a side quest. And that whole episode was just so entertaining and so much fun. I thought Annette's contribution to the show was fantastic. The only characters I didn't really care much in this season was Elizabeth, which she basically just stays at her chateau and doesn't really do a whole lot. And then there's Ulrox. Ulrox, is not an interesting character. He kind of just comes and goes throughout the season. They don't really do much with Ulrox. He does kind of come back towards the end and has a big character moment, but I don't even know if that character moment is necessarily earned. I think you probably could have gave that moment to somebody else who could have earned it, or at least it would have felt more earned. But yeah, Ulrox didn't quite do it for me this season. Like I said, they just don't really do much. He just comes and goes when the plot needs him to, and then that's about it. Another aspect I love about this season is all of the flashback stuff. I'm not going to spoil too much here because they do not show any of this in the trailers, but needless to say, there is a lot of flashback that kind of informs you about how some major characters got started and how they met and where it all began. I found all that stuff to be very entertaining and a very fun inclusion for this season. Was not expecting to go back as far as we do and to give all this backstory, and I thought that was pretty dope. But yeah, overall, I think this season, like I said, does an incredible job at getting you to care about almost all of these characters, and they all have big moments, and they have very very entertaining small moments that you feel for, and there's moving small moments, and there's big moments that you're just like, oh my gosh, like that one in episode 4 with Maria. I was just like, I cannot believe this is happening. I just think they do a wonderful job with all of these characters, which is, no small feat. I mean, these episodes are only 25 minutes long, and there's only 8 episodes, so there's only so much you can do. And man, they jam-pack every single episode with interesting character moments and plots. And yeah, I applaud them. This season, from a character standpoint, from a plot standpoint, was fantastic. Then there's the action, which, shocker everyone. The action here is awesome. This show is well known for its action, whether it's the mainline Castlevania series or this Nocturne, spinoff. The action has always been incredible and well choreographed, and it remains incredible and well choreographed here in season 2 of Nocturne. Fantastic set pieces. There's action sprinkled out this season, but it all culminates in the last 2 episodes during the climax. And man, that climax is balls to the walls insanity. It is phenomenal. What I love about the action is it's so clean. Like, you understand what's happening. You're not confused. The show throws a lot at you on screen, but it's never confusing or jarring. The action in this season was really, really cool. And I like the variety too. Like, they mix in, normal combat, I guess you want to call it that, but they mix in with magic. Like, anytime Richter and Annette are fighting together, it's always visually stimulating. There's always cool visual ideas of how they use their magic. And there's just a lot of good variety. Watching Alucard do his thing with his flying sword is just a blast to watch. Anytime he's in a fight scene, I'm just like, I'm so entertained and just on the edge of my seat and cheering for him. Like, he is the ultimate badass. I love Alucard so much. He is fantastic. And going back to the climax, they do that really cool thing. Star Wars does this. A lot of like big action films do this, which is that there's like a big battle that happens. I'm not trying to spoil anything, but there's a big battle that happens in the last 2 episodes, and it does that cool thing where it's like, a group of our main characters are fighting right here, and then but over here there's another character fighting, and then there's a third character fighting. Like, they all have their own little battles, and it's all happening simultaneously. It's kind of like the Return of the Jedi thing, where we're cutting back and forth between different parts of the big climax battle. And I love that stuff. It's like, you got Richter, Just and Maria doing their thing. You got Alucard doing his thing. You have Annette doing her thing. And it's all cross-cutting between the 3 different fights. And I just love that kind of stuff. And I love they do it here. And man, I just can't stress how amazing those last 2 episodes are when it comes to action. It is just a thrill to watch. So is Castlevania Nocturne Season 2 good or bad? I think it's good. I think it's very good. This show, whether it's the mainline Castlevania series or this Nocturne spinoff, these shows are so entertaining. Like, they are very, very entertaining. I mean, seriously, you could probably watch this whole season in one sitting. Like, that's how entertaining this series is. Like, you don't want to stop watching it. You want to see the next one and the next one. And they do a really good job at their cliffhangers. Like, most episodes in this season, and in the previous seasons too, they do a very good job at cutting it off right at the moment where you're just like, okay, I want to get the next one. This is just another entertaining Castlevania season. They do a phenomenal job on mostly all of the characters and all the plots and the subplots. It all builds to a big moment. And the action is incredible as always. If not better, this may be one of the best action-packed seasons we've had. Overall, very, very good. I love this season. I'll probably rewatch it at some point. I hope we get a season 3, although probably not. But even if it ends here, I'd be happy. So if anything, I had a blast with these first 2 seasons. 2 thumbs up. Very, very good. So that is Castlevania Nocturne Season 2. Did you watch it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to know your thoughts. And until the next time, I will see you on the next one.